All right. So, guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. Really would appreciate comments, topics, questions, things like that to help push me forward because I like them. The So today in A Vision for You, it talks about for most normal folks, drinking means conviviality, companionship, and colorful imagination. It means release from care, worry, boredom, joyous intimacy with friends, and the feeling that life is good. And but then it says, but not so with us in those last days of heavy drinking. The old pleasures are gone; they are but memories. Never could we recapture the great moments of the past. You know, it goes back to that concept of fun. A lot of people have been talking about it at the meeting house, saying, "Hey, you know, I know for a fact when I was out there doing my stuff, I was having fun, man. I know I had fun." And you know, I sat and I thought about it, and it's like I don't recall ever having fun. Uh, not in the traditional sense. And the odd thing was, is at this one meeting, I was wearing a Kid Rock shirt. I went and saw him back in 2001, and you know, to not have drugs and alcohol, it was going to be fun, right? Because I got the loud music, I got blinking lights, mosh pit, just all sorts of stuff, which would make it fun in its own right. But then when it came to me drinking and drugging, I don't recall having any fun. I don't recall having anything. I know I went, but I don't even remember the show, and which is kind of odd to me because if I had such a blast, you know, then certainly I would remember it. The you know, and the funny thing is, and they talk about it early in the book where it says, we won't remember, a week or a month ago of the misery and suffering that we experienced, you know. So if I'm putting these things together, right, is that maybe I didn't really have fun. It was just the absence of consequences, and I chalk it up as fun. Like I didn't go to jail, nothing was bleeding on me. I didn't have anything broken. I got a T-shirt, and so I experienced something I don't even remember, and that clearly, I guess I had fun. I don't know, but what if it was the absence of something negative, right? So I just chalked it up as fun. Because the book tells me numerous pages, service work is where I'm going to find all the joy that I need to find. And it'll provide me things that I've been searching for, is to be of service to others. It'll help improve my relationship with God. But when I'm drinking and drugging, I don't think I'm having anything to do with that stuff. In fact, I think I'm doing the exact opposite of what the book says, but I don't remember it. And then on the next page, on page 152, you know, it says there is a substitute. It's vastly more than that. It's Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. There you'll find release of care, boredom, and worry. So the release of care, boredom, and worry that I got at the beginning of the page, on page 151 at the top, that's what drinking means to the normal people. You know, but on here it says it'll happen, and my imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. When I hear satisfactory, it's like, man, if I'm being graded on something, like work performance, you have excelled, and you had did poorly, needs improvement, but right there in the middle you have satisfactory, right? So I find it amusing that satisfactory is my goal, like just to be average, just to be normal. And I find that incredibly funny for some reason. But I think it comes from the word satisfied. I'm satisfied with my life. I don't think I ever had fun when I was drinking and drugging. I think that it was the absence of negative stuff, or I just don't remember it. But more importantly, I think it may have something to do that when I took my first drink, and because I remember it, I don't remember the rest of the night, but I remember my first drink. That the thing that I had been wanting so bad, to have an escape, to where immediately I could feel like a human being, where I wasn't living in fear and shame and guilt and everything. It wasn't fun. It was I got my escape. And I held on to that for dear life for 21 years of drinking and drugging. And, you know, if I look back, well, how much fun did I have? Well, I isolated myself from my second wife for 10 years, you know, hid inside a bottomless bottle. You know, she wanted a divorce and got it. Woohoo! Fun! You know, my first wife, you know, I was a religious cheater. And I was drunk the entire time. And, you know, she too wanted a divorce. You know, so, woohoo, let's have fun. It was never fun. You know, and even when I did crazy stuff, it's because I didn't have fear of the consequences. You know, so I would do reckless stuff. I would do hateful stuff. I didn't care. You know, was it fun? I don't think so. I don't think it was fun at all. I think it was just, I've escaped. I am now somebody I'm not because you're not going to like who I really am. So I'm good. It was never fun. And I was talking to somebody afterwards, and he's like, well, you know, I mean, I did some stuff. And as we talked about it further, and by the end of it, he's like, I think I was calling, you know, stuff fun, but it was really something else. I had my escape, and that's really all I wanted. I wanted to get the thoughts of childhood traumas out of my head. I wanted to get the dirt baggery that I did to people. I didn't want to address that. I didn't want to look at it. And with the absence of negative, there's only positive, you know. And if you're an alcoholic or addict, then, you know, like I was, then it was the absence of the negative that that made it positive. And I positively did not have fun. I was a mess. I hurt people, you know, and I called that fun. You know, I hurt myself. I call that fun too. You know, we have something that gives us an opportunity to grow into something else. But, you know, initially we all have the fear. Well, you know, everything I've tried to escape from is now knocking on my door. You know, all the consequences, all the shame, all the guilt, all the everything is right there. Oh man, this doesn't sound like fun. I need to go back out. That happens a lot, you know, and, you know, that's not a bad thing. You know, it may be what they need to where they finally realize, look, you know, I'm going to die if I keep going down this path. And sometimes that's the motivation. You know, some people come in straight out of jail or something. It's like, okay, I don't want to go back in there. You know, so they have some type of experience which pushes them into seeking a positive direction. And, you know, when it comes to this substitute, you know, we find the fellowship, you know, is what it says on page 152. And that's where we find the fun. You know, we get to go out fishing and do it sober. We have fun. You know, we're not sitting here trying to prop each other up because somebody's about to fall. We're not, you know, sitting there focusing on the drinking and drugging instead of the fishing. You know, I can go see concerts and stuff and actually remember them and experience it. And it's wonderful. You know, we can go on vacations. We can do all sorts of stuff. We go out to eat, right? And actually taste the food. You know, I mean, I know for sure that I liked restaurants. I would eat a little bit, but once I started drinking, once I got to a point, I quit tasting the food. It didn't really have flavor, and I'm just like, okay, and just going through the motions. I'm eating. You know, it was the learning how to have fun, which is something children could do, and I was so afraid of it for so long, to have genuine fun. And I do now. And for that, I'm grateful.